Beloved people of God, our hymn focus for today is the old rugged cross with the tune, the old rugged cross. He himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, so that we might die to sin and live for righteousness. By his wounds you have been healed. 1 Peter 2 verse 24. George Bernard was an American hymn composer and preacher. He is best known for composing the famous hymn, The Old Rugged Cross. Bernard was born in the coal mining and iron production town of Youngstown, Ohio. Although the young Bernard aspired to become a Christian evangelist, he was compelled to support his mother and sisters when his father died suddenly. After marrying, Bernard became active in the Salvation Army. 8 years later, he was ordained by the Methodist Episcopal Church, where his devoted ministry as an evangelist was highly esteemed for many years. One time, after returning to his home in Albion, Michigan, Bernard passed through a particularly trying experience, one that caused him to reflect seriously about the significance of the cross and what the Apostle Paul meant when he spoke of entering into the fellowship of Christ's suffering. Bernard began to spend long hours in study, prayer, and meditation until one day he could say, "I saw the Christ of the cross as if I was seeing John 3:16, leave the printed page, take form and act out the meaning of redemption." The more I contemplated this truth, the more convinced I became that the cross was far more than just a religious symbol, but rather the very heart of the gospel. During these days of spiritual struggle, the theme for the old rugged cross began to formulate itself in Bernard's mind, but an inner voice seemed to keep telling him to wait. Finally, however, after returning to Michigan, he began to concentrate anew on his project. This time, the words and melody began to flow easily from his heart. Shortly thereafter, Bernard sent a manuscript copy to Charles Gabriel, one of the leading gospel hymn writers of that time. Gabriel's prophetic words you will certainly hear from this song. Mr. Bernard was soon realized as the hymn became one of the most widely published songs, either sacred or secular, throughout America. The music fits the lyrics so well because Bernard wrote the words and music together. Bernard retired to Reed City, Michigan, and the town maintains a museum dedicated to his life and ministry. He died in Reed City, Michigan, where the local Chamber of Commerce erected a cross near his home. If you look inside any church, you are likely to find a Christian cross. Typically, it is made of stone, polished hardwood, some type of polymer and metal, and occasionally gilded with gold leaf. Very rarely is it a cross of roughly hewn timbers, which is odd because Jesus was not crucified on a cross of polished hardwood, polymer, or metal, and certainly not a cross gilded with gold leaf. But it was indeed an old rugged cross, where the King of Glory was crucified over 2,000 years ago, where he gave his life for the redemption of you and me. Beloved people of God, let us sing of this old rugged cross while we try to picture the events of that faithful Good Friday and appreciate Christ for the atonement he made at the cross of Calvary. God bless you and have a blessed week ahead.